It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Line if your back starts in trouble, let it go. Gordon's in the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last lap pass, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. Just watch me now.
We are back in the Windy City Chicagoland Speedway for round number 17 of the New Era Cup Series, and it should be a good one. Chicagoland Speedway always brings some exciting racing. Welcome to the UNO Pizzeria and Grill 400 in Joliet, Illinois. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mario Sakala. Glad you could all join us for New Era Cup Series racing. It always provides some great finishes to Chicagoland Speedway. Some close finishes, some exciting pack racing, some crazy facts. However, though, Napa fan who joins me in the booth for the first time in a while, you're going to see some completely different racing than we've seen in previous races that not just I have done, but he's had this past weekend in his series with the low line works. This time here, you'll pretty much see the low and maybe, and as well, the high line come into play. How big is this going to be for the drivers as when it comes to a challenge?
Yeah, that outside lane works very well here on this 2018 version of the racetrack. Of course, what we saw in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, the middle line was pretty much the preferred line, but you can still get that inside lane to work. The inside lane here doesn't have as much grip as it does in the 2011 version that you guys saw on Friday night in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. So we're going to see some intense runs up on that outside lane. I would reference a driver who used to do that, but we don't mention his name anymore. But still, it's going to be intense, and definitely looking forward to see how this 6-7 lap race plays out here at Chicagoland.
Absolutely. This is also a race that drivers have had circled on their calendar for a few days because after the announcement and the details were revealed on NOFSRL Super Dirt Week presented by Napa Auto Parts, it has been announced that whoever wins this New Era Cup Series race will automatically get a spot into one of the two feature events for either the late models or the big block modifieds, and that is going to be a fun week when that comes in October. So how important is it for these drivers to win now at Chicagoland?
Well, I mean, it's definitely important as the playoffs are starting to close in here. I mean, we have, I think, 10 races left until these guys begin their playoffs in September, but also, you know, that Super Dirt Week is a pretty big deal for you guys here on your end of the NOFSRL, and I know all these guys would love to automatically be into the main event for that about 3 months before the event even begins. So definitely a lot at stake here today at Chicagoland, a little bit more than usual at this racetrack.
And you just mentioned it as well, 10 races until the playoffs. We took a look at them right now. Last week, 11 drivers were locked in at the moment. But then Patrick Smith won and Jesse Turner finally made it back into the top 30. So now 13 drivers at the moment are currently in on the playoffs. Now for Jesse Turner, he's 17 points up. And for Patrick Smith, 10 points up. This is who is currently on the bubble that would be in without a win. Zachary Fitzwater, Mitchell Collins, and Edwin Mendez. Mendez has a 4-point advantage in 16th over Luke Rainey. Zach Ryan back to 18th, 11 points back. Matthew Logan, 15 points back in 19th. And Christian Vargas is 16 points back. Here's the starting lineup for the UNO Pizzeria and Grill 400. Back in row number 20, Derek Hamill in the 32, Christian Vargas in the 00. Row number 19, Brian Webb in the 6, Jonathan Logan in the 21. Row 18, two-time winner Brian Ferris on a man that's won at Chicagoland before in Season 3, Colin Denton. The 17th row, last year's winner Steve Morgan at Chicagoland, and next to him, Matthew Logan. Row number 16, last week's winner Patrick Smith in an upset, and Alex Lozano. The 15th row, it's Fixie, Zachary Fitzwater, and Johnny Garner. Row 14, Carter Friesen and Edwin Mendez. The 13th row, John Andrews and Matt Tuck. Row number 12, it's the 45, Braden Perez and Tyler Markle in the 48. Row number 11, teammates Casey Nanico and Neil Clifford. Row 10, it's going to be Eli Bright and Igor Barretto. Through the rest of the grid we go. You've got Jacob Britz and Gatlin Downing. Row 8, Erik Monaco, Marty Johnson, Daniel Boyos, Diego Rossello, Jesse Turner, Ethan Hoffman, and now your top 10. Starting 10th, Benny Watson. 9th is Fisher G. 8th, Cody Smart. 7th is CJ Williams. 6th is Stuart Gratton. 5th, Justin Zidell. 4th, Nathan Stapleton. 3rd, Mitchell Collins. And on the front row, drivers that are currently just below the cutoff, Zach Ryan in the 22, and on the pole, it's Luke Rainey in the 15. Let's roll them off. It's going to be a 67-lap race, 100.5 miles around the 1.5-mile tri-oval. Stages will end at laps 20 and 40 and 67. Expect this to be a two-stage race. We will restart it for someone who stalled up in the back. That's good. So we've accelerated the start up. Everyone is all set to go. The 40 drivers are off. Once again, like I said, it's about a two-stop race. Pit road frequency, 2x. So that means with a fuel window, we'll go from 66 down to about 30 to 35 laps. So Napa, who do you think's going to win here in Chicago?
Watch out for the number 1 of Justin Zidell. They're starting in the 5th position. You know, he's definitely one of these guys who has a lot of experience in this series and still has a chip on his shoulder from last year. A win would definitely help him to make it into the chase later on, and I think he's going to have a good shot at the race victory here today.
Going to be a fun one. His teammate Nathan Stapleton starts next to him in 4th. Pace car makes a left-hand turn to pit road. Luke Rainey, Zach Ryan will make up the front row. And it's time to light them up. Strap in and hold on tight because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime in the Windy City. Look at that low line get up to speed. They're already single file, 1, 2, 3, then 3 wide for about 6th position. G on the inside, Grant on the outside, and CJ Williams is stuck in the middle. Now we look at turn number 3. This is where you could see the high side coming to shape. We're already 4 wide at Chicagoland. Grant trying to ride that outside, and he's up in the wall. They keep him going, but lap 1 of the UNO 400 led by Luke Rainey in the 15. They are constantly going 4 wide into turn number 1. Napa, look at this.
Yeah, Zach Ryan did not get going. That jammed them up a little bit, but now this 4 wide we're seeing here is not a result.
Oh!
Look at Turner. He actually hit the outside wall, and that's one thing you got to be careful about here at Chicagoland. That extreme high line is the fastest way around the racetrack, but a lot like what we saw in Homestead in real life last week, if you get too close to the wall, you hit it, and that's going to slow you down.
Yikes, it is getting pretty tight across the line, but we got a lead change. Mitchell Collins goes to the point. This man has been so close to a win this season. He's due up for one. He's finished second numerous times this year. Remember, he comes in 36 points above the cutoff. He falls back because of the low line. Rainey keeps the lead. Here comes Zidell looking for a second as they work their way to turn 3. And I think he should get the advantage here because of the high line working very well now at Chicago.
Yeah, and this high line works so much better here on the 2018 version. Of course, you guys saw the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race on Friday night, and we saw how that middle line worked, but the inside lane also played an advantage as well. But I think another thing that we saw on Friday night that we may see here tonight is lap traffic. If we get a wreck, and odds are I think we're going to get one at some point here today, that could definitely affect the race lead, and obviously came into a huge effect on Friday night as Zidell with a huge run on Luke Rainey for the race lead.
Boy, let me tell you, he had an amazing toe off of Rainey. Got to the inside, Rainey tried to block new leader, the one. Justin Zidell goes to the point. Nice battle for third happening here. They're still side by side for the race lead. Zidell's got no help. Rainey's going to get some help from the top side as Collins tries to push him. Here comes Zach Ryan inside. That's for third.
Hoffman also coming up here in the 18. Same with Nathan Stapleton, Zach Ryan in the 22. Didn't get the best of starts in this race, but he's trying to hold on to that inside lane. Zeidel's going to lead another lap, but Rainey was able to hold on to that outside, and this is a very, very good track for that outside lane. Rainey's able to hold tough there on Justin Zeidel here in this run.
It's a completely different race compared to last year. Usually the guy in 42nd would probably be around here with John Andrews is. It's not. They're pretty much scattered throughout. And look at Ethan Hoffman. He's trying to ride the top of the top like it's a dirt track. It's like the cushion. As he gets by Zach Ryan for 30, he's going to get a good run here on teammate Mitchell Collins for the runner-up spot. Challenge for the lead. Zeidel tries the inside again. Rainey gets a little bit tight in 1 and 2.
The problem here is that there's no bad line up against the wall, so you can't really shoot a guy up the racetrack and get him in the bad line because the best line is right up against the wall here, so that makes it so difficult to make a pass on the inside lane. And especially once these tires start to wear out here at Chicagoland, I definitely believe that it's going to be harder to make a pass on the inside.
Oh, Carl, the grass already. That's your points leader. I don't know what happened with Marcelo. I think there was a 4-wide situation off turn 4, and he just got forced into the grass. But luckily, he saved it. The points leader, though, is going to fade on back. Was running when they crossed the stripe in 13th. Now probably back to about 21st.
Yeah, that did not look too good, but a good thing is that he saved it. Don't see any damage on that 9 machine, so he should be good to go for the rest of this race as long as he doesn't have another issue. But definitely a hair-raising moment there for the driver of the number 9. And look at Zeidel, he got him.
Trying
That's
to
how you
slide
get a pass
up.
for the race lead, you don't focus on it.
Trying to slide up in front of Rainey, and he does there successfully. Now here comes Mitchell Collins in the 19, looking for the runner-up spot. Hoffman back and forth. And look at this guy in 5th. Matt Tuck, the Toyotas are off to a pretty good start early on here.
Yeah, Matt Tuck, it's been a tough season for him. Had a good run in Riki Raceway, though, and trying to rebound off of that. He's running 5th right now. He's going to the inside for 4th on Ethan Hoffman.
Gonna be a good battle. They almost get together though in 1 and 2. They all know that Highline's got the groove, but you got to be careful because once these tires start to wear out, it could potentially put them in the wall. We'll just have to see what happens. Rainey trying inside. Meanwhile, we could go 3 wide for 4th here because here comes Zach Ryan in that 22 car. Oh! Did you see that? Collins tried to shut the door on Tuck, but that didn't work out.
Yeah, Tuck is working that inside lane pretty well right now. We'll have to see if he can dive bomb it enough on Collins, but Collins is going to have that outside lane advantage, and he will stay ahead of the 95. Ethan Hoffman also getting around the 95 as well, and now Collins with a run on Luke Rainey. You get that really good push off the corner, and you carry that momentum down the stretches, and that's what Collins did right there to catch to the back bumper of Luke Rainey. Now, Hoffman looking to the inside, but they're going to remain in their respective positions for now.
The teammates battling for 3rd position. All 3 Toyotas battling for that 3rd spot. Not working out. Hoffman remains committed to that bottom off of 1 and 2. Can he put the block on Matt Tuck? He cannot. Tuck coming to the outside with the draft. Hoffman has no help.
Yeah, Matt Tuck actually almost took advantage of Ethan Hoffman going to the inside, but Hoffman's actually working that inside lane now on Mitchell Collins. I think the outside lane is better through 1 and 2, but the inside lane and outside lanes are about even through 3 and 4, and that really makes this place very interesting here at Chicagoland Speedway.
Hoffman a little bit tight once again. Could open the door here for Zach Ryan in that 22. He gets a little bit wide. Almost bumped the 18 out of the way. That could have caused a big wreck out of to going down that backstretch. That backstretch, not really a back straightaway because it's curved here. That's what makes Chicagoland Speedway unique and different to a track similar like the Kansas Speedway, where that's a straight back straightaway. Tuck looking for 3rd on Mitchell Collins. Let me tell you something.
He's got him cleared.
This dude is hungry after Riki Raceway. He has had a tough start to the season, but once they put the purple Procore colors on that 95, he has been rattling off top 10s. He showed he can lead laps in the New Era Cup Series, led last week at Riki Raceway. Almost came close to getting that W, but unfortunately did not work out. No one really wanted to work with him. So yeah, there is Collins looking for 3rd position here. We've got 6 laps to go in stage number 1. So, oh, Collins almost turned Tuck around. That got a little bit closer. If it was the final laps of the race, he probably would have bumped him out of the way.
Yeah, Matt Tuck, he was in the booth with me for that Chick-fil-A Cup Series race on Friday night. He saw some pretty crazy things, so he might have learned a little bit, even though it's a different surface, different conditions here today in the New Era Cup Series, different car. I think he learned something from watching that wild race we had on Friday night, and he's definitely working out to his advantage here. Trying to close in on Luke Rainey now. He's worked the inside here. That's something I haven't seen a lot of guys do yet in this race. That's a good sign for Matt Tuck later down the road here today.
Collins slipping a little bit off of turn number 2 could open the door for Ethan Hoffman. Temperature conditions here at Chicagoland today, they're about the low 80s, which means it's a hot track, it's slick, these drivers are going to be slipping and sliding all day. That's the best part of racing. Sometimes these tires will wear out because of that slick track.
And
Good
that's
battle here.
definitely going to affect the tire wear as well. And when the tires get worn out, it's a lot more difficult to make a pass on a track like this where the outside lane is dominant. You got Fitzwater here. He's actually moved up fairly well. Oh, caution on the racetrack.
Ah, thank you, Napa. Big yellow out, and it's a big damage to Casey Nanico and Christian Vargas. First yellow is out, and that's going to do it for stage number 1. Just a 2-car accident. It will likely come down to pits. This happened on the front straightaway. And Tuck...
Yeah, Tuck got the second there. How about that? He was coming.
That dude's got a pretty good long-run car at the moment. I don't think he wanted the yellow, though. And the first yellow of the UNO Pizzeria and Grill 400 is out. Usually the other one that can see those yellows from the background, but Napa caught that pretty well. And we'll have to see what will happen in pit stops to end stage number 1. Now, what are you thinking here, Napa? You know, they're just past halfway on their pit window. 4 tires and fuel?
I would imagine. Now, we saw a lot of odd strategy that did not work out on Friday night. So if we get a lot of wrecks in this race, I would imagine these guys are going to stay out because they tried coming down the pit lane. A couple guys came down, and they were the only guys coming down the pit lane on Friday night. They took tires, but they didn't go anywhere by the finish of the race. So I think track position means more than anything here. But if you don't have good tires, you are going to fall back. And I would imagine all these guys are going to be taking 4 right here on this first cycle of pit stops.
This will likely determine who wins stage number 1 here. Keep you posted if there is any crashes happening on pit road. There you see Zidell off on the right side. It's going to go to the left side. It's a 4-tire stop. There you see Tuck exiting pit road. Has to be careful with Marty Johnson. They nearly collide. Can Zidell beat Matt Tuck out of pit road? It's going to be close here. No, he cannot.
No.
Matt Tuck will win
Rainey.
stage number 1 in a close battle off of pit road. Woo!
I'm not sure if Rainey actually beat off Tuck at the line. He might have. We'll have to see how it cycles through here.
I believe the pit road exit comes down to that yellow line. We'll have to confirm, but right now we believe it's Matt Tuck who's going to win stage 1. But let's see what brought out the first yellow in the UNO Pizzeria and Grill 400. All right, so this is coming off of turn number 4. You can see that's 3 wide between Johnny Garner, Brian Webb, and Christian Vargas. But look in the foreground of your screen. If we had one of those telestrators, we'd circle it for you. But look at Marty Johnson, some right side damage. I think he had hit the wall in turns 3 and 4. If we put this in slow-mo, I think Johnson, does he bounce off the wall? No, he doesn't actually. Lozano thought he was clear on Brian Webb, and around goes the 0-0. And then back up into traffic into Casey Nanico. Oh, that's a hard shot. Put him on his side. And did he go? He went upside down. Wow,
That was a
wild.
wild ride.
Yeah, wild ride indeed for the 51 of Casey Nanico. I believe the car gets back on all 4 wheels here. Does it remain on its lid? It does. I'm interested to see what happens here in real time, so let's take a look.
Off of turn 4, we saw a lot of wrecks off of turn 4 on Friday night, and one just like this one as well. But we didn't see a flip on Friday night, surprisingly. We got one here. Nanico with a wild ride in the 51, and Vargas nowhere to go. Tough break for both of those guys. Neither of them are really the cause of that accident, but they get the worst of it here at Chicagoland.
Here's an onboard with Brian Webb in the 6. It just got turned off of Lozano, Vargas, and Nanico, just innocent bystanders there. First yellow out in the UNO Pizzeria and Grill 400. We recommend stacking for the first restart of the day. Back here at Chicagoland after the first yellow for a big crash involving Casey Nanico and Christian Vargas. They're done for the day. Matt Tuck, we can confirm stage 1 winner. Now, pit road exit is the yellow line, and Tuck clearly beat Rainey off of there with more of the horsepower there to his advantage. He's leading, Rainey second, Justin Zeidel third, Ethan Hoffman fourth, CJ Williams fifth, Zach Ryan sixth, Benny Watson seventh, Daniel Voiles eighth, Patrick Smith ninth, and Mitchell Collins rounds out the top 10. Stage number 2 about to begin here under green flag conditions. The pace car pulls in. All single file restart. Monaco and Vargas all done for the day. Matt Tuck will bring them back into the restart zone, and we are back to racing in Chicagoland. What a jump he got.
That was a really good jumper. Yeah, Matt Tuck really shot out of the cannon there on that restart. He wasn't wasting any time, and that's going to help him out here. You said he's got a good long run car. We saw that happen during that long green flag run that we had to start off this race. But does he have a good short run car here? We'll have to see if Rainey can close back in on him.
Absolutely. Rainey could get a good draft here into turn number 3. Hoffman, you saw him make the first move and take third position away. Here comes CJ Williams and Benny Watson. Meanwhile, 3 wide off of turn 4, and Zach Ryan clips the wall.
Now 3 wide for 4th there. Watson not wasting any time in the 38 machine. He was one of those guys running up front last week, and thought he might have a shot at that race victory. Oh boy, Williams getting in the Zeidel right there. He's going to slip up, and Zeidel's going to have a run on the outside of Watson.
I don't know if you saw it, but I saw some sparks off at turn number 2. He actually clipped the wall there. Now Watson comes looking for 3rd spot. Wants to be running up there with Tuck, I'm guessing.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, it was those 2 guys in the booth on Friday night. They both saw a lot on Friday night that I think a lot of these guys didn't see. So we'll have to see if they battle it out for this race victory.
Here comes CJ Williams, Patrick Smith, and Zach Ryan. They nearly get together. This top 10 right now kind of looks a little bit similar to last week at Rookie Raceway. You know, you had Matt Tuck up there, Benny Watson, Ethan Hoffman, CJ Williams, Patrick Smith, the stunner, I believe, Zach Ryan. And Stuart Grant, obviously. Well, you know, what a shame for Stuart Grant last week. He led 40 laps. I had never seen a super speedway car that dominant as much as Stuart Grant had, and unfortunately just got out drafted, but at least he pushed his teammate to the victory, which was Patrick Smith, and he's in the wall off it too.
Yeah, it's really tough. Like I mentioned earlier on, if you're a little too close to that wall, you risk getting into it, and even though it's the best line, there's a big risk in taking that line. Meanwhile, for second now, you got Watson on Luke Rainey. That 38 looks a lot like Matt Tuck did before the caution came out. Ethan Hoffman is there in the 18 as well. I think Rainey might get a run on the outside lane here and continue
oh, look at this.
Second.
Could be 3 wide here, but Hoffman thinks second of it. As Rainey goes to second, Watson third, Hoffman back to fourth. Now Williams coming into that outside line. Ooh, drove it in way too deep, got very tight. Off of turn 4, nearly 4 wide. Here comes Zachary Fitzwater. Yeah, that got close there, Nap Buzz. Here comes Ethan Hoffman. He's now trying 3rd spot here on Benny Watson.
Watson's going to get on top. Oh, Williams in the wall.
He just drove it way too deep out of 2, and he's going to lose a lot of ground. Zeidel, by the way, almost turned him, and Zach Ryan's going to lose some ground as well in that 22 machine.
Yeah, Williams, that's a little bit of damage there as well. That's going to hurt him there with the aerodynamics. And Watson got a good run there off of Ethan Hoffman. Now he's going to go back to the inside of Rainey as they take a look back through the field.
Got another car on the wall. That was Erik Monaco in the 3, who's had a good past few weeks in the New Era Cup Series, or I should say, in the NOFSRL in general.
Yeah.
The Hers Dash
Series. 5-time winner in the Hers Dash Series, and the Hers Dash Series champion from the first race of the last race. So, did really well over there on my end, and he's been having a good run over here.
What was it, 5 wins this season in the Hers Dash Series he's had?
Correct, including the first 2 of the season. Like I mentioned, he led in the points in every single race. No one else was the points leader throughout the season in the Hers Dash Series this year. So Monaco definitely a solid driver when it comes to the NOFSRL, no doubt about it. Not only that, he won the All-Star race in a Coke 600 hat, so he's definitely been winning a lot here in the NOFSRL as of late.
Absolutely. We got some lap traffic ahead, I believe. That's Eli Bright in the 8, and the field accordioned a little bit with Luke Rainey fading back. This could open the door for Benny Watson. 3 cars under a blanket battling for the lead. There goes Watson to the inside. Could get a little bit tight up in 1 and 2, but now how do you handle the 8 of Eli Bright? Very off the pace in that 8 machine. Tuck should get by without a hitch, and he does. Oh,
Yeah.
Watson and Rainey bump.
Contact right there between Rainey and Watson. Watson had a run on Rainey, but Rainey was coming down to avoid Eli Bright. And lap traffic definitely getting in the way again. I mean, just ask Fitzwater. Oh, man, you know, that's exactly what happened on Friday night in the Cup race, in the Chick-fil-A Cup race, I should say, for Zachary Fitzwater. Got held up there coming into turn number 1, lost the race because of that. I'm telling you, Fitzy's had enough of lap traffic this weekend here at Chicagoland. He does not want to see one more lap car all weekend.
Watson looking inside for second position on Luke Rainey. Fitzwater in the playoffs, coming in 37 points above the cutoff. That's 1 point ahead of Mitchell Collins in fourth, who's in 15th. Fitzy in 14th. Never won the New Era Cup Series before. If you count the All-Star race, I don't count it because that's an exhibition race, but it's a good battle for second. That's helping Matt Tuck. He's got the clean air. He's got the momentum. And a good pass by Benny Watson, but Luke Rainey tries to cross over here. Let's try and put both of these battles in a picture.
Yeah, Fitzy on the outside of Hoffman there. Watson on the outside of Rainey. I think Watson will finally get the best of Rainey. I think he had the better race car. But look at Fitzy. He was running off the corner. He's going to get around Rainey, I think. He can peek to the outside because Rainey's going to go inside. Oh, yeah. What an easy pass there for Fitzwater.
Rainey broke a little bit too early, but not giving up, though, on Fitzy. He fades back to fourth position. Fitzwater to third. Good battle for fifth between Ethan Hoffman and Justin Zeidel in 3.
Now, the question, has Matt Tuck or Benny Watson ever won before in the New Era Cup Series?
They have not. They have
won. So top 3. And you got to think, these are 3 high-profile drivers in this series. They've been around a while. None of them have won in this series before. They're 1, 2, 3 right now here at a track where track position is very key.
Yellow. Oh, big wreck. Brian Webb again with Fisher G. And Jesse. Oh, we got another wreck on the back straightaway. Who's that? Oh, they saved it, though. It's Igor Barreto.
Racing back here. They got to be careful to avoid that 7.
Oh, again.
Oh, 53.
Neil
in
Clifford
the Monaco.
With Erik Monaco, and Turner gets more damage. And another wreck off turn 4. Pandemonium already at Daniel Boyles. What in the wide, wide world of sports happened here?
Man, normally in your races, we have like many wrecks to bring on many cautions. In that one, we had 1 caution and many wrecks. It all happened at once.
I don't know what to say.
I think something happened, and it stacked everybody up when they were trying to get around Igor Barreto, and that's what caused those last 2 accidents there. But
and that, my friends,
be a bit of a breather there for Watson and Fitzwater, and they're going to come back down again.
And that, my friends, is why NASCAR does not race back to the line anymore. That's how dangerous. I wish we could change it up, but, you know, we could get arrested for modifying EXE files. Anyway, here they come down pit road. Likely 4 tires once again. Matt Tuck starting them off on the right sides. But, yeah, like you said, a 1 caution, 3 different wrecks take out many, many cars. And is that Eli Bright blowing up in the 8? Yeah, it is. Ooh, pit road pretty congested at the moment. Matt Tuck, a slow stop that's going to fall behind Zachary Fitzwater there in the 4. Does anyone beat Fitzy off? Benny Watson trying to. He cannot. Don't look now. Fitzwater wins the race off pit road. Watson 2nd. Tuck 3rd. Rainey 4th. Hoffman 5th. Smith 6th. Ryan 7th. Collins 8th. Maybe. Smart 9th. And Hamilton. We'll have about maybe 2 to go in stage number 2. But we got to see what happened. At a turn number 4, we'll go from the super slow-mo cam. You see Johnny Garner riding the wall, and then I think Carter Friesen just gets into him. Yeah, Garner was just trying to come down low, and then into Brian Webb. Now, there you see Fisher G, the green car in the background. Webb is spinning. Now, this not a yellow yet because he's considered to be on the apron, but when he comes back up into Fisher G, that's when, or no, Jesse Turner, I think it is, that's when the yellow comes out there. And Turner actually just misses it, but here comes Fisher G.
Ooh, boy. Yeah, that was a tight one there. Fisher had nothing he could really do to avoid that one. It all happened so fast. But then farther up ahead, Igor Barreto got sent around.
Let's look at Barreto and see what happened there. So then slow motion off of turn number 2. Watch Igor. Does he get the wall off of 2? Oh, no, that happened ahead. Gatlin
Oh,
Downey
ahead
and
of him.
Matthew Logan get together. Logan makes a good save, but then there's Igor Barreto. So they make the save, luckily, but unfortunately, this is going to stack the field. Look at that, trying to miss a wrecked 77, and then you see Lozano go below the apron, trying to miss it. I don't think he hits anyone. And then, let's go back here. Neil Clifford, Erik Monaco get together with Johnny Garner gets another piece of it. And then go back ahead. You've already got a wreck happening in front of them. That's Downey once again. And that's the other Fraternal Order of Eagles car, Jacob Britz, who gets rear-ended by Daniel Foyles. And then there's Eli Bright.
There was
We need to take a breather after that one, Napa.
There was a lot going on there, but I'm actually intrigued to see what happened there to the 16 because it almost doesn't look like that was caused by any prior incident. Yeah, Rossello there. Oh, yeah, he was in the outside wall, came down, Downey in the 11, and then nowhere for Britz to go and nowhere for Voiles to go in the 47.
And were they wrecking off turn 4 as well when that happened, or was that the same wreck? Nope, that was the same wreck there.
Yeah.
When Jesse Turner got hit. We got some onboards to watch here, people, so let's take a look. First onboard here, we'll look at Brian Webb. He
just didn't know where he was going to go there. That's the problem that Fisher had there trying to come in on the 6. And
then
nowhere
you see
for Fisher G to go, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, Igor Barreto.
He just came up on him.
Yeah.
That was kind of just a surprise Barreto there.
And then there you see the wreck happen in front of him with Neil Clifford. We got to watch Monaco's perspective as well. First, I want to watch the visor cam with Rossello because he was just in front of Matthew Logan. Look at that miss by the points leader. Wow, he's had some insane moments where he's been able to keep that car lean and green.
It's been a wild day for him. Oh, well, he didn't keep it too clean there.
Yeah, let's watch the rest of that. We don't mean to pause that there. Yeah, watch this part here. You can see it from the review. Yeah. All right, Erik Monaco. Clifford just got way too tight and tried to slide up in front of the 3, trying to gain positions while racing back to the caution. And there's the turn there when he got turned by Turner. Yellow is out at Chicagoland. We get ready for the restart. Race leader Zachary Fitzwater. Back here at Chicagoland, the second caution's out for a bunch of wrecks. I think that's all we'll say there after that. Those wrecks that happen have put Jesse Turner a lap down, Daniel Voiles a lap down. I believe they're done for the day. Yes, they are. Same with Igor Barreto, Eli Bright, Fisher G, and Brian Webb. 32 cars on track, all on the lead lap. Zachary Fitzwater, he's your race leader. Benny Watson, second. Matt Tuck is third. Luke Rainey, fourth. Ethan Hoffman, fifth. Patrick Smith is 6th, Zach Ryan 7th, Mitchell Collins 8th, Cody Smart 9th, Derek Hamill rounds out the top 10. Matthew Logan, you see he's got that rear end damage from the wreck where he made that good save. He's back in 12th position. Fitzwater, the leader in Chicagoland as we go back to green.
Barney Sr. waving that green flag, and Fitzwater gonna hold on. Not as good of a jump as Tuck did the last restart. I'd watch out for Watson. That 38's a really fast car. He was making some moves on the inside there. But how about Fitzwater? You know, it's surprising. Fitzwater has 9 career wins in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. Has never won before in the New Era Cup Series. Completely different careers in both of these main NOFSRL series. He's got a shot here today. We'll have to see if he can hold him off.
By the way, for those of you that have iRacing and do not get that Barney Sr. flagman, deactivate your iRacing account right now. Luke Rainey inside on Matt Tuck for 3rd position. He was fading back a little bit after the first yellow when Tuck beat him out for 2nd spot at the time. Now here goes Tuck looking on Watson. Ooh. Benny shut the door on him. Now they're having a little bit of fun. These two good friends, as in the words of Trey Wright, 2 of the clan leaders in NOFSRL After Dark, going at it.
Yeah, they're I don't know if they're going to help each other, though, but they might not. They might want to help each other because Fitzy's going to pull away in the 4 if they battle too long. I think Tuck has the best race car, though. We're just going to have to see if that 95 can get to the inside, but this is exactly the same situation Fitzwater was in on Friday night. He's just going to have to hope for no lap traffic. If he can have a clean racetrack to the end of this race, I think he's going to have a shot at winning this one here in the New Era Cup Series.
And 2 laps ago when they crossed the line, Fitzwater did win stage number 2. I think that's his first stage win this season. Now, I have Patrick Smith here on the screen because I want to talk about the top 30 scenario at the moment. Remember, he came in 10 points. Jesse Turner came in 17 points above the cutoff, and Turner is out of the race. Now, that could be key. He could lose his top 30 spot again, depending on what happens. That'd be a tough break for Jesse because last week, came in with a 3rd place finish. Patrick Smith won the race, only leading the final lap out of nowhere, and the Canadian got it done. Looking at the battle for 3rd here, Luke Rainey trying to get something working on the outside on Benny Watson.
Yeah, Rainey's got a good run now. That 38 might have lost a little bit of speed, and Rainey's been up front this whole race. I mean, he started on the pole position, so he's been that one consistent guy who's been in the top 5 all day. And he's got to run to the inside of Tuck as they're 3 wide there between Ferris, Smith, and Ethan Hoffman.
Yeah, absolutely. Something else I want to bring up as well. We restarted just about where the pit window is with about 30 laps to go. If this race goes green to the end of the way, we could possibly have a fuel mileage race and maybe even a tire race. We'll just have to see. Do you want to potentially short pit, especially if a yellow comes out?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that. These cautions, I think they're not predictable. I think we could easily see another wreck in this race. But, I don't know. It could be a fuel mileage race here at Chicagoland.
Matt Tuck trying to get that high line cranking there. Benny Watson thought about taking it 3 wide for 2nd. Thought 2nd of it. Meanwhile,
Matt
Zachary...
Tuck, I think as long as he can clear Rainey here, I think he might have a shot at getting the Fitzwater here for this race lead, because that 95, I think, is the fastest car on the racetrack, and it's going to be interesting to see if Tuck can get on Fitzwater. I mean, Fitzwater's had a long losing streak, dare I say it, almost the Tristan Allen of the New Era Cup Series, and, you know, Fitzwater would love this win. You know he'd be celebrating, be drinking a lot of Fosters, even though he's sponsored by Busch Light, you know he'd be drinking Fosters. That's just Fitzy for you.
He don't care. He don't care. He's Fitzy.
Good old Aussie buddy right there, but Matt Tuck, I mean, you know, these are 2 high-profile guys in this series going after it, but I think Tuck has the faster race car here. That 95 is coming.
Looking at the gap this time, closed down from .27. We wait for time to update to .15. Fitzwater, by the way, he does have the fastest lap of the race, 29.406, but it's not about the fastest lap of the race. If it was F1 qualifying, it would be. It's all about who has the best average speed in the race. Fitzwater has it for now with that 138.936. But here comes Tuck. He is tucking that gap closer and closer to Zachary Fitzwater. Now, if they keep battling for the race lead, it could open the door for Luke Rainey, the 15. He's won in the New Era Cup Series before last season as a rookie at the Talladega Super Speedway. 20 laps to go, by the way, in stage number 2. Let's give you, or stage number 3, rather. Give you the full field rundown at the moment. Fitzwater leading, Tuck 2nd, Luke Rainey 3rd, Benny Watson 4th, Zach Ryan 5th, Ethan Hoffman 6th, good battle for 7th, Brian Ferris, Patrick Smith, 9th is Mitchell Collins, and a good battle for 10th, Derek Hamill has it over CJ Williams. 12th goes to Braden Perez, 13th at the stripe is Mendez over Smart, 15th is Diego Rossello, 16th Lozano, 17th Marco, 18th is Morgan, 19th Gretton, 20th Jonathan Logan, 21st, Gatlin Downey, 22nd, Justin Zidell, 23rd, Carter Friesen, 24th, Colin Denton, 25th, Marty Johnson, 26th, Matthew Logan, 27th, Nathan Stapleton, Johnny Gardner, 28th, 29th, Neil Clifford, and 30th goes to John Andrews, 31st is Erik Monaco, and 32nd is Jacob Britz. Focus on the race lead here, Matt Tuck up to the rear bumper of Zachary Fitzwater.
He's staying right in his tire tracks, but this might be the opportunity he gets a run down the backstretch here. Not quite yet. It was close there for the 95, but not close enough.
Oh,
but
Fitzwater gets
getting
wide.
to the corner. There we go. Tucked to the inside for the race lead.
Fitzwater makes the mistake. I think that's what Tuck was waiting for. Just be patient, wait for the leader to make a mistake. But Fitzwater leads in the line. He'll commit to the high side. Tuck commits down low. But Matt, you don't want to get too tight in 1 and 2 because Fitzy could play defense and keep the lead. Those Stewart-Haas boys know how to play defense. Just ask Stuart Gratton.
Yeah, well, Stewart didn't win that race.
Unfortunately.
I would definitely think Tuck's going to close back in on Fitzwater. I mean, Fitzwater almost hit the outside wall there off of turn 2. I mean, if Fitzy does that, his race is effectively over, at least for winning. But Tuck did not have a good lap there. Got stuck on the inside, lost a lot of momentum. Here comes Rainey looking for second now in the 95.
We got a car, I think, on the apron. Nope, I did not. I thought I saw one in the background, but never mind that. Yeah, Tuck had lost a lot of ground. This is going to help out Luke Rainey try and take second, and could help out Fitzy try and pull away. Now, another thing you got to think of, lap traffic. The last car on the lead lap is Jacob Britz in 31st, 21 seconds back. These guys are in turn 2. These guys just crossed the start-finish line. Lap traffic, if we go green to the end, will be a factor.
Yeah, and Fitzwater does not want that to be a factor again. He lost Friday night's Chick-fil-A Cup Series race because of that. He does not want to lose another race because of that. It's been a while since he's won over the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, but he's never won before in the New Era Cup Series, and I'm telling you, he's going to be going all out for this race victory, but so is Matt Tuck, because Matt Tuck's never won before either. Both of these guys are going to be going hard for it, and Luke Rainey just wants to spoil the party there on the 15.
3 cars. You can put them all under a blanket, battling for the race lead. Remember, Luke Rainey came in 4 points below the cutoff in 17th. Right now, he's in the top 16 at the moment because of where Edwin Mendez is, who's currently in 14th position. Matt Tuck right now, he's definitely inside the top 30 at the moment. Zachary Fitzwater, he's in the playoffs right now via points, but he just wants to win so badly. How many races has this guy been in the New Era Cup Series? You think of the first 26. We got some calculations to do, but here we go.
There for Fitzwater. Here comes Tuck, and Rainey's going to shoot. Yeah. Rainey almost got to Matt Tuck. He almost got to the inside of Fitzwater, but they remain in their respective positions. I'm telling you, as long as Fitzy can work that outside through 1 and 2, I think he's going to have a shot at this race victory. Tuck got really tight through the corner, and he's wide again. I think Rainey might take second. Tuck might have used up all the stuff here in the number 95.
Tuck, don't be surprised if this man's in chat going angry, getting mad at Luke Rainey right now because he pretty much just took the air off of him and slowed him down big time. 12 laps to go here in Chicagoland Speedway.
Rainey's going for this win, too. He doesn't care about, getting the air off of these guys. That's how you win the race.
Absolutely. Now he's going to come in low. Fitzwater all the way on the bottom.
Oh, I thought he was coming down the pit lane, which would have been a good thing in a way because that means that we wouldn't have a fuel mileage race. But, when did they last come down? Was it lap 33? Monaco's down the pit lane. He's coming off. I think the cycle's going to begin here soon, which means that everyone's going to have to come down.
Absolutely. We'll have to see what happens. I think they're just conserving the tires at the moment. Battle for fourth between Brian Ferris and Zach Ryan. Let me give you a fun fact because I just did the math. This is Zachary Fitzwater's 112th New Era Cup Series start. If I'm doing my math correctly. 26 plus 26 plus 21 plus 22 plus 16. Yes, 112th career New Era Cup Series start. If he can get a win here, this would be like celebrating like Chase Elliott getting his first win at Watkins Glen.
Yeah. To put that in perspective, though, the Tristan Allen's losing streak in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, Tristan's at like 170 at least. So
we're sorry, Tristan.
We're really sorry. Hey, still half a season left over there in Chick-fil-A Cup. We'll have to see what he can do. Doubleheader at Pocono next week. 2 shots to win over there.
Yeah, it's a single header for us in the New Era Cup Series. Why don't we give a promotion on that right now? It's the PPG Paints 400 at the Pocono Raceway, June 28th. Start time is going to be determined, and you should know in the New Era Cup Series chat. Stay tuned for further information. Here comes Luke Rainey on the outside on Matt Tuck, and Brian Ferris where'd he come from? He is coming up to looking for fourth position on Benny Watson.
Oh, Fitzy's behind traffic.
Oh, Jacob Britt slowing him down.
I think the good thing is this time there's only one car he had to maneuver around, so he's going to lose some time to Matt Tuck, but it's not going to be like with Turner at the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race on Friday night, but that's going to pull Tuck back in here. It's just so difficult to make a pass here, though. That's going to work in Fitzwater's favor here in these last few laps.
Absolutely. 7 laps to go at the stripe at Chicagoland, and this guy looking for, both drivers looking for their first ever New Era Cup Series victories, but this man has wanted it even more.
Oh, boy. Look at
Tuck.
Trying to work that outside.
He's just driving it
lost
deep.
time, though.
Lost time to look great. This battle, by the way, Napa's kind of reminded me of the Alex Bowman Kyle Larson battle we had last year at Chicagoland in the NASCAR Cup Series.
Yeah, it's very similar. A couple of guys who haven't won in a while. Of course, for Bowman's case, he had never won before. In this case, both of these guys have never won before. So you got Matt Tuck trying to close back in here on Fitzwater. I think Tuck just needs to stay in Fitzwater's tracks, and if he could do that, he may have a shot at nicking him at the line at the end of this race.
Remember Friday night's Chick-fil-A Cup Series race? This man was going for a win in the New Era Cup Series, or in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, lost it out due to lap traffic. Same with Jesse Turner. Sam Adalis came out of nowhere, takes the win. This guy was calling the race. He was in a booth with Napa fan the moment that happened. Now we've got 5 laps to go at Chicagoland. If you're Fitzwater, I think you want to caution at the moment because Tuck is coming closer and closer. He's like Jaws at the moment.
Yeah. No lap traffic, though, this time. So that's really going to play in Fitzwater's favor right here. And we're just going to have to see here if Tuck can find a way around him.
Oh, Fitzwater tied. Tuck holds his line off of turn number 4.
Yeah, Tuck didn't actually hold his line too well there, but he is going to get a run here. I don't think he's going to be able to get to the inside.
He does.
He's going to try.
He wants to drive it in deep, but Fitzwater shuts the door on him. Holds his line on the low line. They both get tied. Now, what do you do if you're Rainey?
Try to pass as many cars as I can. He's going to get to the
looking
inside
for
of Tuck.
second.
That's going to help Fitzwater out. If Rainey can clear right here, which he's not
Nope,
going to
he
be able
can't.
to do so. Tuck's on that outside lane. I don't know. Rainey's coming, but with those guys going side by side, if they stay side by side through turn 2, or turn 1 and 2, I should say, I think Fitzwater's going to pull away with this one. But Tuck, I think, is going to get the run on the outside here.
Fitzwater gets a little bit tight. Again, Tuck holds his line. Rainey stays down low. Tuck defends second place properly. Rainey falling back to third. Likely it's going to come down to a battle of these two for the win. But you got to think as well, do they have enough field to go the distance? I think they can go the rest of the way scot-free.
Look at that
to
run
the finish
Tuck
line.
had. He used that momentum off of turn 2 to his advantage. I would stay in Fitzy's tire tracks right here. I wouldn't try to make a move quite yet. Maybe try a higher line on him here off of turn 2.
Popsicle sticks up 2 to go, but Fitzwater gets tied off at 1 and 2. Does Tuck use it to his advantage?
Here
he's
comes
trying.
the 95. He's got to run to the inside. This is where you want to make the move.
Oh!
Bumper to him.
He put
He's
the
got
Crow Horn on him! Fitzwater outside, Tuck inside. It's not over. White flag in the air. 1 to go at Chicagoland. Fitzwater edges at the line. Who leads to the next one?
Oh, Tuck's got to really dive it in deep here. Fitzwater's got that outside lane to his advantage.
Oh, he gets
but
tight as
Fitzwater's a
well.
little wide right there. That's not what he wants to do. But he's
Fitzwater looking for redemption after Friday night, trying to get his first New Era Cup Series win in his 112th start. Off of corner number 4, he's gonna get it. It's a party in Australia because Fitzy has done it. Zachary Fitzwater, the winner of the UNO Pizzeria and Grill 400 at Chicagoland.
Where are we, Marty?
Chicagoland.
That was cool right there. You know Fitzwater was going to go for it as hard as he could. He's been in this series so long. He never won before up until tonight. How about that for Zachary Fitzwater? What a run there off the outside, and he's going to hold off Matt Tuck for his first career New Era Cup Series race victory.
He wanted it badly. So close Friday night in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. I got too excited in the moment because Zachary freaking Fitzwater did it!
Not only that, Zachary Fitzwater just roasted you on Discord, so... I mean, he's done. He's just done.
I gotta see this now. What chat do I go to?
NASCAR motorsports. You referred to the fact that you said James Davison doesn't have any talent on the oval, and he has to. Have you seen his Indy run from last year?
How did he do?
Well, ask Fitzwater. He knows.
Zachary Fitzwater, highest guy in points this year without a win, and he finally gets it.
That was good. That was good.
Perfect
stuff
way to end the weekend.
I mean, it was difficult to make a pass, but Matt Tuck could have done it if he had made that move he made coming to the white flag on the checkered flag. But wow, how about that for Zachary Fitzwater, number 4 team?
Absolutely. Gets it done. Show you the rest of the standings, by the way. That was a Chicagoland never disappoints. Oh, yeah. By the way, we haven't forgotten yet. Zachary Fitzwater, he's the first locked-in entry in Super Dirt Week for either the late models or big blocks, depending on what he gets to race.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I mean, what's any Inner 2003 event without Zachary Fitzwater, of course.
Absolutely. He's like the GOAT of NR 2003, and he will never be known as the Anna Kournikova of the New Era Cup Series. When are you gonna win? Until now.
Fitzwater gets it done. And, it helped that he didn't have as much lap traffic. And redemption from Friday night as well, because he almost won that race. And I think he was thinking about that as well. Had a chip on the shoulder from that. But everything worked out. And he can thank his pit crew, because his pit crew got him out to the race lead on that last cycle of pit stops. And like I said, track position was just so key here at Chicagoland. That's what got him the race victory.
All right, so Fitzy with the win. Let's show you how the playoffs look after Chicagoland. All right, as you can see after today, Zachary Fitzwater with his win moves him up 3 spots. Dominating, led the most laps in the race. I don't know if you could really say dominating all day, but a perfect day for him to win at Chicagoland, Napa.
Yeah, absolutely. First career win and a good point in the championship as well, up to 3rd in the points. If he can hold that consistent line up there in the points, he should be good to go to make the playoffs later on in the season.
Take a look as well. Down in 28th, Jesse Turner. I just took a look. Jesse Turner now is 12 points above the cutoff. We are watching that closely and noticing this as well. I can't believe I am saying this, but possibly we could see a situation where Marty Johnson or Johnny Garner, who have pretty much been in the top half of the standings all in the first half of the season all year long, could be below the top 30 by regular season's end. So they're likely getting a warning to step it on up, or else you could find yourself in big trouble. Probably the same thing with Patrick Smith, despite the fact that he's done well, getting up 5th. Matt Tuck, Benny Watson, they've been in that hole all season long. They gained a lot of spots these past 2 races and have plopped themselves into the top 20 in the standings there. So as we look at the playoff picture at the moment, 14 drivers are currently in. Mitchell Collins with spot 15. Luke Rainey currently has the 16th spot, and he's got it by a good gap. If I'm doing my math correctly, 19 points above Zach Ryan, who's 17th. Edwin Mendez, 18th. Stuart Grand now moves up to 19th. Matthew Logan back down to 20th. Next week, the New Era Cup Series goes to Pocono, Napa. First trip to the Tricky Triangle since season number 1. That should be a fun one.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I'm definitely intrigued to see how your race plays out. Of course, Chick-fil-A Cup Series has gone there every single season, and for the first time ever, we're going to do a doubleheader. And Friday night, or should I say Friday evening, Saturday morning, and then Sunday for the New Era Cup Series. So a lot of Tricky Triangle racing coming up next weekend. Turkey Hill Series as well on Thursday. It'll definitely be interesting to see how all those races play out on the new version of the Pocono Raceway.
Absolutely. Start time for the New Era Cup Series is to be determined. Make sure you stay tuned in the Discord for more information on that. But it's all Zachary Fitzwater today in the UNO Pizzeria and Grill 400. On behalf of Napa fan, I'm Marty Sakala. You've been watching the NOFSRL New Era Cup Series. We congratulate Fitzy on career win number 1 in his 112th New Era Cup Series start. Thank you all for tuning in today, and so long from the Windy City.